Let's listen to Dana Bash explaining to you just how bad things are for Kamala Harris right now.
The Harris campaign and more broadly among Democrats. We have some new CNN reporting today about what is going on behind the scenes inside the Harris campaign and more broadly among Democrats who are growing more and more anxious about a 2016 redux. CNN's Priscilla Alvarez joins me now. Priscilla, we were just joking here at the table that anxious Democrats happen on a day that ends in Y. But this is something that perhaps is warranted given the data that they're seeing. Explain your great reporting.
Yeah, look, that's exactly right, Dana. And this has been a campaign that was described by multiple Democrats, allies, aides, to the vice president as a good vibes campaign. But what's also creeping in now is that anxiety. The reason for that is because these polls are not really moving. Despite multiple battleground blitzes, despite the opportunities she has had across media outlets, there is still not a lot of movement from voters who are moving more towards her versus former President Donald Trump. In fact, I had one source describe it to me this way, quote, "People are nervous. They know the polls are tight. And a lot of us are having these flashbacks to 2016, too. We know when it can go the wrong way and it can still feel fresh." So 2016 is the key here. When I've talked to Harris campaign officials, it often comes up in conversation. Where did Hillary Clinton have her pitfalls? And where can they make up that ground and build on what Joe Biden did in 2020? One of those, to give you an example, is those red and rural districts. Look at, for example, Cambria County in Pennsylvania. Now, former President Donald Trump won in that county, but the former President Biden was able to gain some ground there, more than Hillary Clinton had in 2016. The vice president has already visited twice. And so that is the type of strategy that they're trying to deploy to try to make up that ground where they saw Hillary Clinton wasn't able to in 2016. Then, too, there's the mobilizing. Talk to Democrats. They're always pretty boastful about their ground game, and they continue to be so, but that needs to turn into votes. So certainly some anxiety and nerves setting in as Election Day gets closer and those polls are just remain deadlocked.
Really important reporting.
Yeah. So something that we've been reporting on this channel, Johnson, is this. And it's a secret that the Democrats don't like to talk about. And I'm telling you, man, they're setting up a lot of people for a very heartbreaking November. Trump underperforms in polls. Yeah, so if the polls are tight, he's up 5 points, maybe 10, because you demonized the guy for 8 years. They never stopped demonizing him after he lost the last election. They did the same. The Democrats did the same thing that Obama did. They underestimated Trump. Yeah, in fact, Trump took that personal. Okay, so Obama made fun of Trump at the correspondence dinner in front of all the elites. He's sitting there, and they're all making jokes, and they're all laughing. Whole room of Washington insiders laughing at one guy. Obama had his people write a bunch of jokes, and they roasted him as if he was supposed to be the person roasted, when we all know at the correspondence dinner you roast the president. But they didn't. The president roasted Trump without his permission, without any warning. Not cool, but okay, fine. That gave Trump the ammunition to run. Now, the Democratic Party did the same thing, because what they did is, after Biden won, the arrogant, elitist liberal, coastal whatever liberals, limousine liberals decided, oh, we're going to keep roasting Trump. We're going to keep trying to throw him in jail. We're going to try to take his money from him. We're going to hold against him $30,000. $30,000, guys. $30,000. That's what it was for Stormy Daniels about an affair he had. A one-night stand, she says, was one-night stand 20-something years ago. Trump paying her $30,000. That's something all politicians do when they run for office. That's what they do. It's called catch and kill. They go catch any stories that could come out and kill those stories. They pay off people. They They look people up. They do backgrounds. They do background checks. And anything that might come up and bite you during the election, be upfront about it so we can go deal with it now before the election. That's not new. Everyone's done it. So anyway, the point is this. Donald Trump and Biden, or Donald Trump and Kamala Harris, you have a situation where Trump is winning in polls, but it's just not being reported. He's been demonized this whole entire time, which did what? It kept him in the news. I mean, guys, what is Pence doing? Nobody knows what Pence is doing. Hell, Biden is still president, and we don't know what the hell he's doing. They made more news articles. I'm gonna go to the next clip, but I gotta say this. Let me say this. They doing 2020 and 2023. They covered Trump more than they covered Kamala. They covered Trump almost more than they covered Biden. And Trump was a private citizen. So by doing that, what did they do, guys? What did they do? What did that do? They kept Trump's name ringing out. They kept Trump in the news. And what did that do? Basically, that created what we have now. Bad publicity. Bad publicity makes people say, oh, I don't want to tell people I'm voting for Trump. But they are. They're voting for Trump. So basically, Kamala is in a world of pain. So right now, she's on this softball core circuit tour because they know their internal polling, not that BS they read you on MSNBC, not that. No, the internal polling from the people they hire to actually get the numbers. So they know what states they better be at. The one they pay for from the campaign. It tells them that they need to go out and do everything they can. Go take a seat anywhere you can, sister. Go sit down with anybody who has a microphone. Go, get going. It's the only shot you got. You may still lose, but if you don't go sit down with people, you will lose. So you can go sit down with people and maybe you got a shot, but if you don't go and turn the tide now, it's over. You might get beat. I had some thoughts. Remember when Pacquiao got knocked out and went to sleep? Yeah. You might get beat like a drum if you don't do something. All right, guys. Just to that point, Kamala Harris is going after the white woman vote. That's her only ticket, man. That's the only vote she has. Women, particularly white women. That's her base. Well, black women and white women. It's the woman vote. That's the only thing. So she has to go everywhere women are in order to have a shot. And I say the shot is this thin. All right, I'm going to go to the next clip, but hit the like button for me, guys. Facebook, come over, hit the like button on YouTube. Twitter, come hit the like button on YouTube. Okay? Check out this clip.
Show a larger male audience. It just kind of gets, Kamala Harris is going to the Howard Stern show, a larger male audience. It just kind of gets at how important it is for Donald Trump and Kamala Harris to try to narrow the gender gap as much as they can. Yeah. I mean, how important is narrowing that gender gap for whoever wins the White House?
Yeah, it's incredibly important. And you see sort of the same strategy when they are going to more rural areas as well, which is to say we don't actually expect that they are going to win the rural vote, Harris and Walz, but we do expect that they'll be able to do slightly better than Democrats who went there before. They can't completely cede the vote. And it's the same thing with men, right? We have definitely seen this historic gender gap. Women are fired up to vote for Harris and Walz. Men, for whatever reason, are slightly less so, right? Obviously, again, there's a bit of a divide between whether you're a college-educated man, if you're non-college, that's always been Trump's base. But again, you cannot completely cede the vote. So that's why you see her going to somewhat friendly interviewers like Howard Stern. He's definitely a Harris supporter. He does not like Donald Trump anymore. And he's got his number a little bit because he, knows him from way back in the 80s and 90s in New York City. So that makes a lot of sense why she would show up in his program.
Yeah, let's see what happens this week. Very
Look, guys, it's not. Look, I don't have a problem. I have no problem at all. But you going for softball interviews. That's all she can do is softball interviews. She did 60 Minutes, and we covered it last night, and it didn't go so well. Okay. In fact, it went so badly that 60 Minutes basically threw their reputation in the trash and edited videos they already put out. They put out a video. I covered it on a Tuesday, Monday, whatever it was. They put out a clip from the interview on a Monday. I covered the clip. I did my commentary. It's on YouTube. 2 days later, they released the entire interview, and they had edited that clip. The answer she gave on the finished interview in the first clip was different than the full broadcast when they released the entire interview. So I'm thinking what happened was they put that clip out, and the Kamala Harris team contacted 60 Minutes and said, "Oh no, you can't put that out. She's word salading all over. It's just a bunch of word salad everywhere. No, you gotta take it back. You gotta take it back. We gotta get you 60 Minutes. They gotta sue you for exposing the word salad of the first black vice president who could be first black female president, and people gonna hate you." So they changed it. They to me, they threw their reputation in the garbage can. Because I do not believe that there's any way that if Donald Trump gave a bad answer to a question, that 60 Minutes would allow their editors to take it out and put something else as the response to that question. But see, Kamala's answers are so vague. It was easy to do because it just took a piece when she was saying some other gobbledygook, but a little bit more to the point instead of the wrapping around word puzzle that she usually does. What's happening now is a disgrace. It's not going to get better. But the only chance, once again, that she has is to go get women. They're going to talk about her going after white women and also trying their best. And this is the first time, folks, this is the first time I've ever seen this, and I want black people pull a little bit closer. White folks, you're going to be proud of this. This is the first time I've ever seen white men be shamed by white women when it comes to who they're voting for. In this clip, they're going to shame, because they've been shaming us forever. Folks, they've been shaming us through liberal media. Black men have been shamed by liberal media because they say we don't vote enough for Kamala Harris. In this clip, it's going to be white men on the hot seat.
Hearing things beyond just politics. There are Vice President Kamala Harris last night on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, showing why voters see her, according to that same poll Sarah and I were just talking about, as the change candidate. It is part of an all-out media blitz for the vice president this week as she crisscrosses the media landscape, leaving no voting group untouched. Harris appearing everywhere from the podcast Call Her Daddy, beloved by women under 35, to 60 Minutes, and The View, to legendary radio broadcaster Howard Stern, whose audience is massive and diverse and usually open to hearing things beyond just politics. They're also 75% white. She's ending the week at a Univision town hall tomorrow. Harris's appearances will reach approximately 27.
It just felt a little weird when they said that. And it's 75% white. It's like, okay. Most audiences are mostly white, but they're making a point of it. I didn't understand it until I watched a little further, Johnson. Why is she making a point that Kamala's talking to the whites? I thought she was always talking to white people. America's mostly white. Who has she been talking to? She's been talking to black people. She never says the word black. I've covered all her speeches. She never says black, ever. She said, I'm going to be the president of everybody. And I'm going to be the president of everyone. I'm going to be everyone's president. Everyone. I have so much hope for everyone. Everyone. And then the surrogates come out and say, if you don't vote for her, you ain't black. If you don't vote for her, you don't love your mother. If you don't vote for her, you don't love black women. You're a sellout if you vote for her. If you vote for her and you're a black man, you are a white man on the inside. You are a Oreo. But now, things are getting down to it. She's like, man, I may get all these white women I can get, because if I don't, I may get the least amount of votes a Democrat has ever gotten. And this is what my fear has been, folks. They take this unknown entity for the most part. Vice president, no one cares, okay? With a bad reputation, did not win one delegate in 2019 when she ran, who dropped out before Iowa, who wasted all that money and didn't win even her home state. She didn't even come in the top 3 in her own state. They run her with only 2 months to go before the election. And now when she gets bombasted, when she gets whooped, when she gets thrown from the car, throw mama from the train, now they're going to be able to say, see, they're not run a black woman again, they suck. See what I'm saying? Now you see it. And I know there are people that don't see it. When this happens, remember Tim Black told you this was a setup. She had lessons. The odds were very much stacked against her. She's not good talking off the cuff. If she had a Democratic primary, she would have got beat by Shapiro or Tevin Newscomb. Yeah, I said Newscomb. Or Gretchen Fetchen Whitmer. Right? The dollar store Obama, Shapiro do. They would have beat her in a primary. Okay? She's not supposed to run for president. She's supposed to stay a senator. That's what she was supposed to do. Okay? There's something called a Peter's principle. Look it up. When people rise to the point of incompetence. I think maybe she rose to her point of incompetence way before that. But I'm just saying. You're able to hide in the Senate. No one really focuses on you. Okay? So now she's got to run out and get as many votes as she can. But at the end of the day, it's gonna make life bad for black women. Sisters, I'm trying to tell you, this was a dead and stinking election. This was a setup. You were the fall guy. You were the fall guy. All right, listen to the rest of this. This is good. It's good.
Million people of all walks of life as she reaches out to all Americans, regardless of party. Harris's big tent approach is part of the reason why so many prominent Republicans.
So Kamala goes on the Stephen Colbert show. This was important. I couldn't put the sound because Stephen Colbert, they don't let you play their clips. She goes on this show, and they have a couple beers and they talk about stuff. And I guess the whole point was that she wanted to be down to earth, but folks, the down to earthness does not translate the way Trump's did. In fact, it looks like she's cosplaying as a person that has a personality. It feels like it's inauthentic. It's like forced coolness, forced comfortableness. There's no gut chuckles. At one point, it looked like Andrew Schultz may have, coughed up a lung. That doesn't happen in their interview. In their interview, Stephen Colbert plays nice. And worse than that, when Stephen Colbert asked her, what are you going to do different? What is it that you're going to do different from Joe Biden? What would you have done different from Joe Biden? How can you be the change candidate? This is the same question that stumped Kamala on The View. The View blocked my video, by the way. Stephen Colbert is going to ask her a question about change. He's going to ask, how could you be the change candidate unless you're going to change some things about Joe Biden, that Joe Biden's administration had in place? Listen to Kamala's response.
Thanks so much for dropping by this evening.
Of course.
Polling shows that a lot of people, especially independent voters, really want this to be a change election, and that they tend to break for you in terms of thinking about change. You are a member of the President's administration. Under a Harris administration, what would the major changes be, and what would stay the same?
Sure. Well, I mean, I'm obviously not Joe Biden.
I noticed.
And so that would be one change in
Yes.
terms of.
Yes.
But also, I think it's important to say with, 28 days to go, I'm not Donald Trump. And so when we think about the significance of what this next generation of leadership looks like, were I to be elected president, it is about, frankly, I love the American people, and I believe in our country. I love that it is our character and nature to be an ambitious people. We have aspirations, we have dreams,
Lord. This, my friends, is how you lose elections. This is how you lose. Crash and burn, baby. Burn. This is over. It's a wrap. It's donezo. Put a fork in it. Mommy, the plane. Boss, the plane. It's going down. It's boss, the plane is going. The plane is going. It go boom. The plane go boom. How can you be the change candidate if you ain't changing nothing? I don't know what's wrong with these people. Stevie Wonder, where are we, baby? What's going on, baby? Take the wheel, Stevie. You can drive better than the Kamala Harris team. They put this woman out here, calling her a change candidate, and they said, what are you changing? She said, nothing. She said, well, I got a uterus. And Biden doesn't, so, And Stephen Colbert's like, yeah, that's obvious. What else are you changing? Come on, lady, give me something. I gotta sell this to people. I mean, I'm a hack. I'm not a hacksaw. Please. So he said, no, really, what are you doing? And she literally gets pissed, guys. I wish I could, she kind of like, for a second, she's like, you got real questions. Hey, it's like for 1 second, I could see her glance at the camera, like looking for her security, like, look, this guy. I thought we told him that no real questions. I'm sorry, Steve. I thought we told him no questions. You didn't tell him no questions? Did we? I thought we told him no real questions. What's he ask? He's asking, hold on. He's asking he wants to know the answers to things. Okay. Oh, can we hurry up? Kamala, we're live. I'm speaking. What is going on? What is going on? He's asking real questions now. No, he can't ask. Is it you? Did you tell him? Steve, there's been a miscommunication. It's been a miscommunication, Steve. You thought, oh God, no, Steve, I'm not here to answer real questions. I'm here to get your help. And if not, well, you can have a little accident. You like doing your show, Steve? Huh? You like your little show, your little late night? Is it fun? Guess what? Can all go away asking me questions. Yeah, that's what I think about Kamala. I think Kamala is scary. I've been trying to figure out, how do all these celebrities and these pundits and even comedians like D.L. Hughley and these other people, why are they doing this? I mean, at least you kissed Obama's ass, but Obama was good. He was smooth. Kamala is not. So anyway, he asked her a second time. He says, no, seriously, we know you're a woman. We know that's different. But what other changes? And she says, well, I'm not Trump. Somebody ran down the aisle with a big applause sign, okay? The Globotron, whatever thing, is so, everybody clap. That's a great line. She's not Trump. Yay! Folks, it's not going to work this time because people's pockets are hurting. The fact that people's pockets are hurting, it ain't going to work, Johnson. Now, unless you cook up another pandemic, shut down all the businesses, then there's an attack with the level is red. You get a red level, threat level going. Like, it would take all these things to change this. All these things would have to happen at the same time for us to feel like, oh God, we got to go with Kamala. All of it would have to happen. It's not going to happen. At least I don't see it on the horizon, okay? I do not see it on the horizon. Now, I can if you wake up tomorrow and there is an attack on U.S. soil by a terror organization, and then there's also a pandemic and we got to all be shut down for the next couple months. Look, it can happen. That's what it would take. It would take that. Take that. It would take a Diddy level event, okay, for Kamala Harris to pull this one out, okay? Because you cannot be a change agent. There are a lot of things you can do in life, but one thing you cannot do, look, you can drive a car with your feet. You can drive a car with your feet. You can put raisins in your potato salad. If you like raisins in your potato salad, you can do that. It's your world. It's your potato salad. Do what you want to do. I would not advise it, but if you really wanted to, you could do it just to see what's all the complaining about. Okay? But what you cannot do under any circumstance is say you a change candidate, and then when they say, okay, what you gonna change, you can't say, well, there was a lady that lived down the block from me who took care of us when we were kids. And I love small businesses. I just love small businesses. And if I could come back as a small business, I would. I'd have little baby small businesses, and everyone would get a small business into their Christmas tree because I love small business. I love small businesses, and you know what's funny? What was the question? Oh yeah, yeah. That's not change. That's not change. So it looks like, and I understand where the American people are, because they're like, wow, in order to change, we got to change back to what we already had. I mean, you can vote for Dr. Cornel West and Dr. Jill Stein. You can do that. You can do that. Please do that. You can do that. Or you can change back. You can change back to Trump. That's what you can do. And I think most people are going to do that. That's what I think most people are going to do.